bastard!
He slapped Theodore hard across the face.
Is this how you welcome your sister?
Mr. and Mrs. Landon were not paying attention. I secretly flipped him the middle finger. Mrs. Landon searched for a handkerchief. She wanted to wipe Serafina's tears. Serafina winked at me playfully during the gap. Yes, we won our first battle. However, we had no time to celebrate. Then we saw the fake daughter Mandy crying loudly. She stood on a stool preparing to hang herself. Yet he treated a two-faced fake heiress like a treasure. For that fake imposter, he even hired men to kidnap and hurt his own sister. He did not know Serafina and I were an infamous duo since childhood. People at the orphanage called us the Satan Sisters. I had a tongue so sharp I could make people contemplate their entire existence. Serafina had brutal fighting skills that terrified all local street thugs. No one in the entire orphanage dared to mess with us. Even the vicious alley pit bull always hid its fangs around us. It slunk along the walls to avoid our path. At 14, we were armed with pipes, deciding which local gang to take down next. Suddenly, the director walked over with a big smile. A well-dressed, wealthy couple followed closely behind him. They said Serafina was the lost heiress of the Landon family. The Landons were a famous old money family from New York. When they tried to take her, Serafina refused without me.
Lori protected me for years. Otherwise, I'd be bullied to death. If you do not adopt her, I am not going back.
I quickly dropped my pipe and smiled sweetly.
Hello? I am the most obedient and polite kid here. You won't regret taking me.
Bullied? The most obedient? Did these two little monsters hear themselves?
The director feared we two troublemakers would stay and ruin the orphanage, so he made a decision against his own conscience.
Yes, Mr. and Mrs. Landon, Serafina and Lori are indeed our best, most polite children. They share a deep bond and never separate. Why not adopt both of them together?
The Landons exchanged glances, looking a bit swayed.
Raising another child is not hard for us. But we already have an adopted daughter at home. I worry they might not get along.
Sarah and I instantly exchanged alert glances. A fake heiress? I could not let Serafina go back alone then. If that girl was a two-faced bitch, Sarah would get eaten alive in that house.
Mr. and Mrs. Landon, Sarah might get depressed and suicidal in a new environment. If you take me, I promise to accompany and care for her. Yes, if you disagree, I will jump off the Brooklyn Bridge tonight. I mean what I say. Woohoo!
Terrified, Mrs. Landon quickly grabbed my bestie's hand. Mr. Landon let out a long sigh. The couple finally compromised.
We can take you, but there is a younger sister at home.
I will get along well with my sister. Do not worry, Mom.
The director was moved to tears. He wished he could fire confetti cannons to send us off.
This is wonderful! Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Landon, on getting 2 daughters!
After the Landons went to do paperwork, I grabbed Serafina's hand.
Good Sarah, you kept your word. You did not forget our promise to get rich together. I feared people would retaliate against you after I left. You'd end up dead in a ditch and no one would care. Love you, Sarah. The fake imposter did not come today. She probably did not want you to return. If she is a bitch, I will help you. Help you deal with her.
We were invincible in the orphanage through our perfect teamwork over the years. I hit people's sore spots with harsh words to drive them crazy. She knocked the furious people down with her fists. But Serafina had no experience dealing with two-faced hypocrites.
Good, Lori. Our future wealth depends entirely on you.
Do not worry. Leave it to me. After finishing the paperwork, we got into a luxury car. Mrs. Landon briefly introduced their family during the ride. Besides the adopted daughter, they had a biological son. He was 2 years older than Serafina. Serafina got lost at age 5 because of him. The culprit did not even come to pick her up. Clearly, he did not welcome Serafina's return. The car drove through the busy streets of Manhattan. Finally, we entered a massive iron gate. The Landon estate was as huge as a small castle. As we got out, we saw a gloomy boy with crossed arms. A tall guard dog sat right next to him. Theodore's expression turned foul while scanning us. It looked like someone sprayed cheap perfume on his custom suit. My bestie and I held hands. We called him brother with sweet voices. Theodore's expression twisted visibly.
Did you actually adopt another one?
Mr. Landon explained I was just an addition. He said I had no inheritance rights. Theodore finally let out a reluctant sigh of relief.
I warn you, never bully Mandy. Otherwise, do not blame me for being ruthless.
After that, his guard dog barked at us immediately. Hearing this, I quickly hid behind my bestie. I pretended to look very timid.
Sarah, why is your brother so biased? If he protected you like this back then, you would not have suffered. You would not have spent years in that miserable orphanage.
My hidden meaning was very clear. Theodore was the culprit who lost his real sister. Yet he felt no guilt at all. He even threatened us to protect a fake sister. Was his brain broken? Sure enough, Mr. and Mrs. Landon's faces darkened instantly. Theodore turned red with rage. He wanted to talk back immediately. I quickly pinched Serafina's waist. Serafina understood my signal instantly.
Since Theodore dislikes me so much, I will go back. I should return to the orphanage. Lori, let's go!
Mr. Landon panicked. He rushed forward.
Bastard!
He slapped Theodore hard across the face.
Is this how you welcome your sister? Get lost with your dog!
He glared at us with deep resentment. His lips trembled, but he dared not speak. Mr. and Mrs. Landon were not paying attention. I secretly flipped him the middle finger. Mrs. Landon searched for a handkerchief. She wanted to wipe Serafina's tears. Serafina winked at me playfully during the gap. Yes, we won our first battle. However, we had no time to celebrate. Then we saw the fake daughter, Mandy, crying loudly. She stood on a stool, preparing to hang herself.
I stepped right into Chase's path and held it out.
Thanks for helping me move in the other day.
I didn't wait for a response, ducked my head like I was shy, and walked back to Jade before he could say anything. His teammates lost it immediately, elbowing him and making noise. The way Jade looked at me shifted. There was awe in it now. It started with a housing reassignment. The dean stopped me in the hallway.
We're planning to move you into Ridgewood 302 to take Lauren's place. What do you think?
Lauren, the one before me, had ended up in the counselor's office twice. Her roommates were bad girls, led by Jade. They had burned her. I draw the short straw.
And I don't have a choice in this?
You're here on a full scholarship, one that's funded by our donors. I trust you know what's expected of you.
Everyone else at this school had money or connections. I had neither. So I'm just some poor schmuck supposed to accept it, huh? I'd been fidgety all noon, unable to settle down. If I moved in, I'd end up like Lauren. Or worse. Then the back door swung open, and Chase walked in with half the lacrosse team. I watched him drop into a seat and pull out his phone. And just like that, I had an idea. Chase was the school alpha, captain of the lacrosse team. The kind of guy Jade's clique would never go after directly. If I could make it look like we were close, even just for a few days, it might be enough breathing room to figure out the rest. I walked over and set a completed problem set down in front of him.
Today's homework.
He didn't look up from his phone. I slid it closer. Fed up, he was about to tear it up, only to find it had already been filled out completely. Then he finally bothered to look at me properly.
The dean asked you to help me move.
It wasn't exactly humiliating for him. I'd even had the sense to sweeten the deal with a finished homework set. Considerate of me, I thought. That afternoon, I walked into Ridgewood 302 with Chase carrying half my boxes. I slid the key in and pushed the door open. There was Jade, seated in the chair, a circle of bad girls flanking her. The whole scene, set up like an interrogation.
Stella, right? There are rules in this room. You follow mine.
I'd expected exactly this. I let out a small sound and stopped in the doorway.
Why'd you stop? Let's go.
Chase stepped out from behind me, bags in both hands. The clique went silent.
What rules? Can she put her stuff on the desk or not?
Jade stood up slowly.
Yeah, she can.
Chase dropped the boxes on the desk without ceremony. He went back for the rest, brought in my toiletries, set them in the bathroom without a word, and left. Do you want to grab dinner together?
Nah.
I caught up with him in the hallway. Fine then. Coach Barnett's been asking about your attendance again. Be careful. I watched his back disappear around the corner. Then I turned around, put on my best expression of lingering affection, and closed the door. The atmosphere in the room had shifted entirely.
So you and Chase, what's the deal with you two?
I glanced up and tucked my hair behind one ear, smiled shyly, and sang nothing. Sometimes silence was the whole answer. The bad girl's eyes instantly filled with awe. They could push around any ordinary girl, but Chase Hartley's girlfriend? I finished unpacking, moved my shampoo to the shelf closest to the door, the perfect spot.
I could just kind of relate.
Nobody said a word. A few days passed. Ridgewood 302 was quiet. Everyone was being oddly polite. Until one afternoon, I ran into Jade outside the dining hall. She was alone, which was unusual.
Eating alone? Where's Chase?
My stomach dropped. She was starting to wonder. Right on cue, Chase and his teammates came out of the gym across the quad. I pushed my hair back, gave my brightest smile.
Practice ran late. Knowing him, he probably hasn't eaten anything.
I jogged over to the vending machine by the gym entrance and grabbed a carton of chocolate milk. Then I stepped right into Chase's path and held it out.
Thanks for helping me move in the other day.
I didn't wait for a response, ducked my head like I was shy, and walked back to Jade before he could say anything. His teammates lost it immediately, elbowing him, making noise. The way Jade looked at me shifted. There was awe in it now.
Does he actually drink that stuff? No idea. I like it, so I bought it.
To her, I was now the girl Chase Hartley lets feed him chocolate milk. Not far off, Chase glanced at me. Then, against all reasonable expectations, he had bitten down on the straw. He was walking back toward the dorms, drinking it, like this was completely normal.
He left something on my desk. Our photo, cut into tiny pieces. I couldn't even make out our faces. Slept for 6 years. Griffin pinned me against the dark stairwell.
Serafina, you really think you can keep sleeping with your brother forever?
But he doesn't know that this time, I'm no longer the one at his mercy.
We're done. Time to wake up.
I didn't tell him the truth. Didn't tell him I'd already agreed to marry his friend. And my wedding would happen first. At Thanksgiving dinner, my stepbrother Griffin finally came home. After 3 months of ghosting me, he wore a perfectly tailored suit. A stunning woman was clinging to his arm.
Everyone, this is Brielle, my girlfriend.
Welcome.
My mother's entire face lit up. Griffin pulled out Brielle's chair and poured her wine, every move deliberate and attentive. At the head of the table, my stepfather Harrison smiled approvingly.
Well, looks like Griffin finally came to his senses. For a while there, I thought my son would never bring a woman home.
No one at that table knew the truth. We'd been sleeping together in secret for 6 years. Footsteps followed close behind me. I turned around, and Griffin was right there. Griffin and I were never just brother and sister. When I was 14, my mother married Harrison Ashford. His son, Griffin, was 1 year older than me. The summer I turned 18, I cornered him in the pool house and told him how I felt.
You serious? Fine. But if our parents lose their minds over this, you'd better have my back.
I took that as a yes. I followed him to college in London. In that dim bedroom, we crossed every line over and over again.
Do you regret it?
You asked for this, Serafina.
After graduation, we moved back to New York. Then everything went underground.
You can't keep dragging your stepsister to these things. When are you getting a real girlfriend?
No chance. I'm too busy for relationships. I'll probably never get married.
That year, he spoiled me senseless. So I decided to force his hand.
Griffin, I wanted to marry you.
And he said yes.
You two look perfect together.
Thank you.
We flew to a tiny coastal town where nobody knew us and took wedding photos. That photo stayed in his wallet for a very long time, until he realized I was serious.
Put this away, Serafina. You are not 18 anymore. Stop being so naive. We can't get married.
What about you? Are you gonna marry someone else one day?
Maybe, if father insists, and if there's a suitable match, I won't say no.
That was how marriage worked in our world. A transaction. 2 families bound together by a contract. Love was never part of the deal.
Then we're done.
Fine.
He agreed so fast, almost like he was scared I'd take it back. The next day, he flew to London, said it was a business trip. He left something on my desk. Our photo, cut into tiny pieces. I couldn't even make out our faces. For the next 3 months, my life was a living nightmare. I called him, but every call went straight to voicemail. Eventually, my mother noticed. My eyes were constantly red and swollen. I told her everything. She didn't even look surprised.
It's Griffin, isn't it?
I said nothing. She probably figured it out years ago.
Oh, good Lord. You and Griffin? That's a scandal. I know plenty of men who'd be a much better fit for you. Want me to set something up?
No.